Hey everyone, and welcome to Watch This Now. My name is Nick, and in today's review, we're going to be looking at the Amazon inspirational comedy Brittany Runs a Marathon. Starring the hilarious Jillian Bell as the title character Brittany, we follow this late 20-somethings woman living her worst life in New York City. She parties all the time, she really doesn't have supportive friends, and she doesn't take any accountability for her own actions. Realizing she has a ton of terrible character traits, Brittany decides to change her life and takes up running to become a more healthy and goal-oriented person. She decides to run the New York City Marathon, and then we follow a year in Brittany's life as she trains, makes mistakes, and develops as an overall person. I thought this movie was flat out adorable, like in just the right way, because it seems like it could get too sweet or sappy at times, but this film is actually so very real, but also has plenty of laughs throughout. This film is so hilarious. I could not believe how much I was laughing throughout this film. There was like two other people in the theater seeing it with me, and I did all the laughing. But there were some really solid jokes and a lot of great situational comedy. I overall found this to be a very pleasant and happy experience. The film has a very simple and straightforward plot that is played for maximum effectiveness by honing in on what the characters' needs are. The entire storyline feels very grounded in reality, and it's not surprising to find out that this was inspired by someone's actual journey. So much of this really ended up reminding me of a lot of my own character traits, to be perfectly honest. That's why I feel like this is so real, because I really saw myself in Brittany a lot, through the ups and downs, the yo-yo dieting, the giving up on herself, and then trying again. The plight of the character is just so real that I think a lot of people will easily be able to see themselves in Brittany and relate to this situation and become genuinely inspired, because it really is all of the small things that she does to sort of build towards a better future. And I think a lot of us could really learn a lot of positive messages from this film. But I like that it isn't talking down to anyone, it isn't trying to be too sappy, it's just really close to being the perfect movie version of someone's journey to personal success. And again, what keeps the film so easy and uplifting throughout is just how funny it is. Jillian Bell is so hilarious in this movie. She has a great opportunity here to display all of her talents, and I think she did such a good job. I mean, she really rises above the material, and not just as a comedian, but as an actor, did a really good job. And I think she should seriously be considered at least for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Comedy. She deserves some kind of recognition because she's that good. I do have some problems with the film, and overall it's the storyline, but they are kind of nitpicky, I have to admit. Like, there's a bit of a subplot with a friend character. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just say I got the message that it was trying to send. However, I overall didn't like it. I was kind of hoping for a different outcome. However, that's just me. Again, I'm kind of nitpicky, because what happens does work in the overall storyline, so I get it. But I also think that the film could have packed a greater emotional punch. And again, as I even said, I like that this doesn't get too sappy, because I think it could be easy to, especially when a film like this adds in one of those emotional backstories that we sort of fall back on like a crutch, and it's often better for those things to just be removed. However, this film did have a sort of emotional backstory set up, and I kind of wish that it was explored a little bit more, especially at the end. I think it could have really driven things home, because I gotta say, I felt the feels watching this. And I think that had they really gone for it and pushed that a little farther, this could have been like an inspirational tearjerker. I mean, I think everyone would have had to see it. Again, that may be a bit of a nitpick. Maybe it was just a better decision to focus on the character's future instead of her past. I don't know. I have, again, another nitpick, and I don't want to spoil anything because I feel like you should have the full experience for yourself. I never like to give anything away, but I will just say that there is a scenario that develops throughout the middle portion of the film that really just left me as a viewer just waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak, and when it finally did, I was kind of like, yeah, and it almost seemed as though it was a little too convenient in the overall plot. Again, it just left me waiting for something to happen, and then it did, and I was kind of just like, probably should have happened sooner, but okay. In the end, Brittany Runs a Marathon was a hilarious and heartfelt journey of a film that I really enjoyed. I thought it was well written, well directed, very well acted. The ensemble surrounding Jillian Bell is great. Everyone is game here. Everyone is doing great work. I do have my nitpicks. I have some slight flaws with it, but I definitely would suggest watching this. Even if you feel like waiting a couple months until it's streaming on Prime, I would definitely say give Brittany Runs a Marathon a watch, especially if you're looking for a little inspirational jolt. This will do it for you. I found it to be quite inspiring towards the end. There were some moments, I won't lie, they brought the happy tears, but not so inspired that I didn't get McDonald's breakfast the morning after. I'm going to give Brittany Runs a Marathon a 3.5 out of 5. I think this is easily one of the year's best films. It's not perfect, of course, but I think that this is how you do dramedy. You have to have that right balance of the actual dramatic storyline with your really well done humor, and this is a film that nails that in my opinion. What did you guys think of Brittany Runs a Marathon? Let me know in the comments below, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, duh, and I'll see you in my next video.